So a perfect start for Ruud van Nistelrooy in his first match as interim manager. 5 goals against Leicester City in the Carabao Cup, and the reward, a place in the quarter-finals against Tottenham in mid-December. By then we expect to see Ruben Amorim in the hot seat, but the news is that Ruud may get another 3 or even 4 matches as caretaker. That's because new manager-elect Ruben Amorim is being asked to serve out his 30-day notice period. The expectation is that Sporting will release Amorim during the November international break. So his first match in charge could be the away trip to Ipswich Town on November 24. Before then, we have the fascinating prospect of Ruben Amorim going up against Pep Guardiola next week. Would you believe that Sporting Lisbon play host to Manchester City in the Champions League on Tuesday night? You can bet United fans will be following that contest with some interest. Tonight, City were knocked out of the Cup by Spurs, who United now face next in the competition. And Postecoglou's team were first out of the hat, so they'll have home advantage in the quarter-finals. Spurs, of course, embarrassed United 3-0 at Old Trafford just a few weeks ago when Bruno was sent off in the first half. And we all know Spurs away is going to be a much tougher prospect than a weakened Leicester. Steve Cooper made wholesale changes for tonight's game. Jamie Vardy, one of the players, rested. United took their chances tonight, in sharp contrast to Sunday when United missed an incredible amount of chances in the first half at West Ham. This time around, there was no stopping United from the moment Casemiro smashed home a real sizzler inside the first 15 minutes. Ruud celebrated like he'd scored it himself on the touchline, and that was great to see. When Garnacho buried a right-wing cross from Diogo Dalot, we knew this was going to be a good night at Old Trafford. Both Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes finished the night with 2 goals apiece. And for Bruno, that was especially pleasing because those were his first goals of the season. It wasn't a perfect night for United. Leicester did manage to score 2 goals to remind us there's still plenty of work to do to fix what's wrong at United. Bayern beaten twice as the first half finished 4-2. Andre Onana given the night off. Post-match, it was great to see Ruud take his applause in front of the Stretford end, and it was good to hear that Ruud wants to stay at United when the new manager comes in. In the future, in any capacity, I'm here to help the club, said Ruud, adding, I want the best for the club, and that will never change. Whether or not there's a place for Ruud when Amorim arrives does look in jeopardy. One of the things delaying Sporting Lisbon releasing their 39-year-old head coach is that he wants to bring 3 of his backroom staff. And that underlines what an expensive decision this has been for Ineos. As well as paying Erik ten Hag an estimated £17 million after giving him a new deal only a few weeks ago, they've also agreed to pay the €10 million release fee for Amorim. And they'll also have to buy out the contract of whoever he brings with him, not to mention compensation for Ruud if he's not given a role in the new setup. I think a lot of fans would love to see Ruud stick around, and that sentiment will only increase if he does well in our next matches. There's certainly much more optimism about Sunday's showdown with Chelsea after tonight's goal-scoring exploits. One added bonus tonight, there was no VAR, and now Erik ten Hag must wish that was the case on Sunday, when the Hammers stole victory with that late penalty. A shocking decision that triggered his sacking the following morning. Before tonight's cup tie, Ruud called for passion and football that would excite the crowd. We certainly got that with Sir Alex Ferguson back watching United from the director's box. Whatever happens next, the mood has changed at Old Trafford. The fans are more optimistic, and it has to be said the players do look happier too. But that's not surprising when you're winning a game so convincingly. I really hope Ruud can build on this and keep the momentum going against Chelsea. One footnote, it's not the first time we've seen a caretaker manager post-Fergie see a side score 5 in his first match in charge. 6 years ago, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kicked off with a 5-1 win over his former club, Cardiff City. I think we've spent about £1 billion since then, but we're still a long way short of where we want to be. Let's hope this time United are finally on the right road.